All right, guys, we're back in here working on go-karts. New go-kart, new problems. Of course, you know, just like everything else, nothing ever goes as planned. I picked up a new cart. It was supposed to be running perfect, and it wasn't. The guy I got it from, he did me a solid, bought me a brand new engine because he couldn't get it running. Gave me a new engine. So, a little story on the go-kart. It had a Stage 1 Predator Hemi engine on it. Okay, I picked the go-kart up in Houston, brought it back. Did my best to try to get it running. I could not get the go-kart run. I could not get the engine running to my satisfaction. I did pull the carburetor apart. The float was stuck. The jet was just completely lacquered up, basically varnished up from gas being sitting in there for a long time. So I did my best. I cleaned it up and everything, put it back in there, and it did run okay, but it didn't run absolutely perfect. So I expelled everything I wanted to put into the carburetor that was on this engine. So what I did was I went and bought a brand new Tillotson 212 motor, put it on the cart, and this cart is set up with about a 15-degree angle motor mount. So by doing that, you do have to put a top plate, pump, remove the gas tank, so on and so forth, tap the pulse into the Hemi valve cover. So I did all that on that Tillotson, which I know right out the gate that I was going to void my warranty. So put the Tillotson engine on here. First and foremost, it was just super hard to start. I mean, it was so hard to start this engine that I could pull the pull starter and it would literally pick the cart up off the ground. So I did that for several times. I heat cycled this engine about 5 times, and what that is I would let it run for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, shut it off, let it sit for, honestly, hours at a time. I'd come back and I'd just run it again, let it run. I did it about 5 times, so it probably ran for a good, knowing me, I probably let it run for a good hour and a half to 2 hours before I actually even try to ride the go-kart. So fast forwarding is, yesterday I did attempt to ride the go-kart for the very first time. I rode it about 3/4 of a mile, and the motor, something gave loose in the motor. I tore the motor apart today, and I think the collar for the governor gear came apart. That's what the gentleman at Go Power Sports told me. So long story short is, when that engine shit the bed, I decided, because I knew that this engine right here ran, but the carburetor, there was something wrong with the carburetor. So what I did is I pulled the carb off of that brand new Tillotson engine and I put on this Predator motor. And I did look for information on YouTube regarding putting a Tillotson carburetor, and it's not the TCT carburetor. This is just the factory carburetor that comes on that basically $200 Tillotson engine that you can buy. And I wanted to see, you know, if that carburetor would rectify the issue that I had with this particular Predator motor. So as of right now, on this Predator motor, I am running a Go Power Sports 3-stage header. It does have the factory air box, but what I did do under the recommendation of Mr. Aaron over there at Go Power Sports, after I told him this whole situation, he did tell me go ahead and jet it, and I jetted it with the jet that came in on this motor. So actually, it runs amazing, guys. Like, it was breaking up a little bit. It did run good, but it seemed like it was breaking up a little bit with non being jetted. So that's the moral of this video. I'm gonna crank the engine up and let you hear it. And man, it's awesome. I can't wait to go run the go-kart. So let's get it fired up, hear how it sounds, and see what it looks like. Or anything like that. It's been sitting out here for hours since I worked on it. I did put the jet in a little while ago, probably 2 or 3 hours ago. But I mean, it starts up so good and it sounds particular engine, again, it's a Predator 212. This is a pulse pump that I got off of Amazon for about $7 and change. Let's call it $8. Go Power Sports top plate. I'm running the factory airbox for the Tillotson 212. It has a stage 1 jet in it for the Predator 212. And it does have a 3-stage header on it. So this combination seems like it's gonna work out really good. If y'all have any questions, please ask below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, fellas.